loading.
Oh my.
Okay, hit the.
Move over, guys, because it's about damn time for the queens to take their seat upon Chiefs Kingdom's throne.
6 consecutive AFC West titles. 7 consecutive years in the playoffs. 4 consecutive home AFC championship games. Join us on this ride to keep these streaks alive.
Chiefs Kingdom's spirit is unyielding. Whether we're down 10 points in a Super Bowl with only 7 minutes left, or 3 points in a playoff game with only 13 seconds to go, our belief in our Chiefs never wavers.
While Patrick Mahomes is the king of Kansas City, over here in the UK, it's the Queen that reigns supreme. We are the Kingdom's Queens.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We are the Kingdom's Queens podcast. I am Lexi, and to give a little background on my Chiefs fandom, I guess, I am born and raised in Kansas City. I am a Kansas City sports fan through and through. I was born and raised a Chiefs fan, and it will never change. Do not try to sway me to go to any other team because it will not happen. We have waited a long time for our team to look like this, and we are so very excited for everything that is to come. Without further ado, I have some awesome co-hosts here with me, but I do want to get over to our girl Shelley in the UK. She has made us a little video on how she became a Chiefs fan all the way over in the United Kingdom. So let's give a little warm welcome to our girl Shelley.
Hi, I'm Shelley, a Chiefs fan from England in the UK. A lot of people ask me, how did I get into the NFL? And the story really starts during lockdown. So due to COVID, we weren't able to go out and we were pretty much stuck at home. And things got a bit boring. We were running out of things to talk about. Everything seemed to be the same every day. And that's when we discovered the NFL. Something to do, something new, and something to learn about. It was Super Bowl 55, so we were about to watch the Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Of course, we all know how that ended, and the Bucs won. But I still could not get over how entertaining this Chiefs team were to watch, especially our QB, Patrick Mahomes. And everything I found out about the guy, I loved. And really, that's how my NFL journey began. I'm not very far down the road, but I'm sure you'll agree, my obsession is really quite advanced. So let's see what this season brings. Hopefully it will be the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again.
All right, and over to Miss Jodi.
I'm gonna let Chrissy go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take my turn. So I'm Chrissy. I'm born and raised in the Kansas City metro. I've been a Chiefs fan for as long as I can remember, really getting pretty hardcore in my 20s and now my 30s. One of my earliest Chiefs memories was actually when my mom took me to a jersey shop and I got to pick out my very first Chiefs jersey, and it was a Priest Holmes jersey that still hangs in my closet. He's what really hooked me on Chiefs football. And so now my whole goal in life is to nudge my kids in the same direction, and my daughter is well on her way. She's 5 and she is repping Chiefs Kingdom pretty darn well for a 5-year-old girl. So yeah, let's go to Jodi.
I love that so much for her. I'm Jodi. I am born and raised from Kansas City, Missouri, 816. I've been a Chiefs fan since probably like
15 years old. I blame my dad and my uncles. They've had season tickets my whole entire life. They're the ones who kind of put me on the game and taught me all about Arrowhead. And I guess the only other thing about me is I currently live in Dallas. So I'm KC in Dallas. That's a huge thing down here for us. So that's me. And I'm so happy to be here with my lovely ladies. So it's time to just jump into this, y'all. Y'all ready?
We're
ready.
ready.
Ready to go? Let's do this. Okay, so we all know that we are finally here. We are finally here, and it is week 1. We are on the road, which is insane because it's the only way that the Chiefs do it. We can't start off at home. We always have to start off on the road. And we're up against Arizona. So I want to know, who are y'all most excited to see this week?
Chrissy, go ahead.
Everybody
Well, as far as non-rookies go, I'm super excited to see Nick Bolton really take on that linebacker role because he was playing kind of a backup role last year, and this year he's just going to take it to the next level. He and Willie Gay, our linebacker core, I'm so excited about them. I'm excited to see Jodi come back from being injured and really just take people by surprise. I don't think people are going to be expecting him to be a monster, and I'm ready for it. And as far as the rookies, I'm incredibly excited for Furious George Karlaftis. He's going to be raining hell on these quarterbacks, and it is going to be awesome. So that I'm super excited to see. What about you, Lexi?
Yes, I absolutely agree. I think Jodi Fortson is going to be underrated as heck going into this next season. I know my girl Jodi's excited about him because they share a name. So that's like, you know, but I am really excited to see him. I think he's a huge red zone threat. I think Mahomes trusts him completely. So I'm very excited about him. Another, I guess, not rookie that I'm excited about would be Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah.
Baby.
I noticed, you know, as much as we all want to say Juju, I noticed with Marquez in these early preseason games and practice and stuff we saw in camp, Mahomes he has a good trust with him. Yep. And I think that might be an underrated one that people aren't expecting him to step up as much in that wide receiver role because he's been, you know, he's playing behind Devontae Adams and he's playing behind different Packers receivers, Alan Lazard, and I think he'll have a bigger role over here. And so I think he could be an underrated kind of threat. Someone else I'm really excited about is my guy. I've been excited since we drafted him, Isaiah Pacheco, the new number 10 in town. I am so excited about him. I think, you know what? I think Isaiah is young. I think he has a lot of grit in him. He's got that dog in him.
He's got that
dog in him. And I think once Isaiah learns to let the game slow down for him a little bit, learns to trust our O-line, learns to trust Mahomes, I think he's going to be a huge threat. And I'm really excited to see what he brings to our run game because, as we know, I love my Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I love McKinnon. I'm excited to see what Ronald Jones can do, but I want Isaiah to bring a youngness to us, and I think he will. And then I guess someone on defense that I'm hoping to see
Can't just go all offense.
Right? I'm like, okay, Lexi.
I mean, her offense is exciting, but I guess someone on defense that I'm hoping to see take a leap this year would be Rashad Fenton. I hope he can do something. I think as long as he can stay healthy, he's always a playmaker, him and Snead. And then with the additions of with our rookies, I think they could be something. It might take them a few weeks to gel. It could, but I think after a while, I'm excited to see what they all bring to the table. So yeah, that's where I'm at. What about you, Jodi?
Well, since you said everybody on the offense, you left one who I am most excited about, and that's Sky Moore. I think Sky is going to ball out this season. I can't wait to see him come out here with all this speed. I'm just really excited to see what he's going to do. He's definitely going to make a change to the offense. I think he's going to just come out and, you know, learn to gel with the team at first. And I mean, personally, I think he's going to have 1,000-yard season. I mean, that could be a big leap, but I think that he definitely has what it takes in him to get that done. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm most excited for Willie Gay. I know y'all seen the preseason game with him standing on the sidelines, just cheering everybody on.
Oh my gosh.
0-0 on the clock. So I just hope that he brings that energy every single game.
We need Willie Gay towels, right?
Yeah,
honestly, that might need to be a thing.
Right?
Forget terrible towels. We need Willie Gay towels.
Absolutely. But I think he's going to really bring like a different level of energy to the team this year. And I think we need that, especially just after how last year ended up. So, I'm excited for him. And then the last person I would say, it's a veteran, even though he's new to us. I'm so excited for Justin Reed. I think he automatically stepped in the door and brought a sense of leadership.
Yeah.
Especially since we know Tyron was a big leader on our defense. I'm excited to see him fill in that role and step up and just do what needs to be done for this team. So
agreed.
I'm excited. Did we miss anybody? Are we good?
I have to say,
I guess I'm excited about Patrick Mahomes and Travis.
Oh, yeah.
QB1,
right?
I guess.
QB1, right? I mean, there's just...
I want to give one shout out to our O-line. Joseph Tooney. I am so excited about him. I am so excited about Creed Humphrey,
Trey Smith,
Orlando Brown, Trey Smith.
Did you guys see Trey Smith's block in preseason where he just like that guy? I'm pretty sure he fell into the beyond. Like he went to Narnia. Like he disappeared. So like that was I just love the animosity he brings to the table. I love how ferocious he is, and I just he's an animal. He's an animal, and I love it.
He is an animal.
Yes.
And I have to say, courtesy of Jodi, who lent me her preseason ticket, so thank you. I was able to go to the Green Bay Packers preseason game.
Nice.
And I have to say, just touching on what Willie Gay brought, I'm not kidding you. Every single snap, that guy is on the sideline, hyping people up and getting people ready. And
I love that.
I love it. I cannot wait to see what he brings to the table this season. I think if you are at all questioning our linebackers, you are mistaken.
Totally mistaken. Keep riding them off and just, let them just annihilate you.
You know me, just sit back and try to say nothing and let the boys go out there and play the ball, and that's going to be enough words for us anyway. We're from the show me state. So you don't speak. You just got to show me, and we'll go from there.
Yes.
So we're talking about the game. We talked about the people who we are most excited to see. But what are your thoughts about going into this Cardinals-Chiefs game on Sunday? What are some things you want to see from people? What are your biggest concerns? What are your excitements? Tell me your thoughts, ladies.
So I know Arizona is missing a lot of players. Like we know Hopkins is suspended and they've got a lot of injuries going on. So I don't want our Chiefs players, and I don't think that our coaching staff would let them do that. They're so good about this. I just want them to go in and make sure that they are taking them 100% seriously. I know that our defense, I really want to see them figuring things out. We've got so many rookies starting on defense, and so many new pieces to our defense. It's a completely different defense this year. So I'm really looking forward to watching our defense gel. I know we're probably going to see some mistakes in the secondary or in coverage, maybe some long passes. And what I'm really, really excited and hoping to see, I want to see Frank Clark, Chris Jones. I just want to see our whole D-line getting to Kyler Murray and saying, you're not running on us today. We know he can make crazy plays with his legs. We've seen it. I want Arizona fans to be like, man, maybe we shouldn't have given him that big contract extension. That's what I want to see from our D-line. I want them making Cardinals fans being like, oh my gosh, what did we do? The Chiefs couldn't get a sack on Joe Burrow last year, and they just annihilated Kyler Murray. That's what I want to see.
I love that.
I completely agree. You know what? After the disrespect after disrespect after disrespectful take on our lovely quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, this season, you know what? I want to see him go full scorched earth.
Seriously.
I want to see that man go off and unleash it. I'm sorry, Arizona Cardinals, but
I want him against Arizona.
I'm sorry. Are you really sorry? You're not sorry. I know you better.
I'm not really sorry. I'm being quiet, but I'm not sorry. I want to see Patrick Mahomes go full on beast mode against them. I don't care if we go that way first game. He wants to ease into it. I want to see some certain wide receivers step up. I think Juju has a lot on his name right now. I want to see him get like 2 touchdowns. I want to see Kelsey get his. I want to see Kelsey get a touchdown. I want to see Noah Gray get something.
You could say every single piece of our wide receiver core has a chip on their shoulder. Michael Hardman getting no love this offseason. Juju, people are saying he's not a number 1 wide receiver. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. People in Green Bay are like, oh, he can't be a number 2 wide receiver. Write him off. Yep. Justin Watson from the Bucs, not utilized that way. They all have a chip on their shoulder. Let's see it. Rain hellfire.
I actually think Justin Watson is going to be a dark horse for us.
Me too.
Mahomes has him already.
Their chemistry is so good.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. I think for me, I just want them to come out fast. I feel like we've been getting in the habit of starting slow. I want us to come out fast on both sides of the ball. I want the offense to score immediately, quickly, and I want the defense to just come out fired up and just set the tone
3 and out
in the beginning in Arizona. So I know for me, that's like one of my biggest things. And for me, I'm trying to think of what I'm going to call these 3. I got to come up with like a cute little spiffy name, but Karlaftis, Jones, Frank, I expect them 3 to come out and ball out. Someone said yesterday that, if Karlaftis is double teamed, then that leaves Frank and Chris open. You know what I mean? So I expect this game, I want to see at least 4 sacks minimum, like 4. Like I want my Big Mac for sacks. I want one free, like all of that. So that's kind of my biggest takeaways coming into this week.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see Frank Clark with how he's toned up and thinned down after cutting alcohol from his diet in the off season. And just seeing him stay after practice and go work with the rookies and whatnot. I'm really looking forward to seeing maybe potentially an old Seattle version of Frank Clark.
Ooh.
And then not to mention Carlos Dunlap. We got him.
Yeah, that's true. If he can keep his Achilles healthy and out of the picture, yes, that scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
For sure. And I think I will say this might be a wild take.
I like wild takes.
Yeah.
Right. I actually think we're going to be somewhat conservative this week. I don't think we're going to show everything this week.
I don't think so either. I think
we're going to go in. We're going to do what we need to do. And then I think we're really going to turn it up for Thursday Night Football, which, quick plug, we will be back next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
But I think we're going to just be very conservative this week, and then we're really going to ball out next week. It's that home game, Thursday Night Football. But yeah, that's what I think we're going to start off like.
I think you're correct, and I think as much as I want Patrick Mahomes to take all that media motivation and go full scorched earth, I think you're right in that we will be a little bit conservative with it.
I think this is the game they build confidence.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be kind of like our preseason that we saw with him. He's going to go out there, mean business. He's going to get the ball down the field, whatever it takes. He's going to get it on 3rd downs. He's going to get that ball down the field, and we're going to score. And people aren't going to know what to do. So that's like,
Yep. Because you look at preseason, it's not like we did anything super special with our offense. We definitely didn't open up the playbook, and we had – 3 offensive drives with our starters and then 3 touchdowns. So, I mean, I don't necessarily think with our O-line being as great as they are, one of the top, if not the top O-line in the NFL, I don't know if we're going to have to open the playbook very early on. We can save some of that for, the Bills or the teams that we're really going to have to fight for that top spot in the AFC. So I think you're right. I think we're going to be a little more conservative.
Yeah, I think this is the confidence game. Let's get these rookies some confidence.
Yep.
Everybody who's been injured, let them come out here, let them ball out and get that confidence and be ready to go come Thursday.
My thing is, too, I think our defense came out striking as well. Again, I mean, I know it's preseason. I understand, but, they came out striking.
It got me excited.
So,
I was like, yes, 3 and out. Woo! I was going crazy. And I was like, I know, I'm excited.
Me too.
But how many times did we see 3 and outs last year? Come on.
It was
so nice.
I'm going to pivot the conversation now based off of that. So based off of projections, based off of predictions, one thing I think we're going to do differently on this podcast is we're going to talk about some division every week. So this week we're going to talk about the NFC North. Isn't that who we decided about? We're going to talk about this week?
Yes.
So my rankings for the NFC North going to go fast. I think the Bears are going to come in last. I think the Lions are going to come in third. I don't care how good their show was. I think they're going to come in third. I think the Vikings are going to come in at number 2, and the Packers are going to come in at number 1. But something could happen there, and the Vikings take 1 and the Packers take 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do y'all think?
So mine was close, but I took the Vikings over the Packers. I don't know what it is. I feel like maybe with the and I feel so hypocritical saying this, but I feel like maybe with the absence of Devontae Adams, maybe I don't see as Aaron Rodgers as maybe as charismatic maybe as Patrick Mahomes is, and getting to know guys. Maybe I'm just crazy. He didn't spend time in the off season with new receivers or whatnot, so I could see that as more of an issue than it is here. But I don't want to say that's going to make or break the Packers, because we obviously know they're a great football team and Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. But I'm kind of rooting for the Vikings. It'd be nice to see another team kind of pull out there versus, the Packers, who always go one and done in the playoffs anyway. So, and as for the Bears and the Lions,
tied for last.
I took Bears and Lions, but I went back and forth on that. But then I was like, what am I doing? Move on. So I did Vikings, Packers, Bears, Lions.
Okay. I'm gonna counter you, Chrissy, a little bit, and I'm gonna be the one that's not as hypocritical, I guess, because I'm gonna be the person that says they have Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, and who am I to count him out? Because I'm not gonna count Patrick Mahomes out, and I know that's what everyone wants to happen to us is, oh, they're so tired of the Chiefs winning, and I understand that completely because we've all been there with the Patriots and Steelers and everyone else, so I get it. It's that time right now. Chiefs continue to win, and I know that can be annoying to other fan bases. But I'm going to do the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not counting him out until he's proven differently.
I
agree.
I do think
I felt so bad putting that.
No, I love it. I think the Vikings could be proved wrong. I mean, they have Justin Jefferson. They have a really solid wide receiver core. Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. They have a extremely solid offense. Their defense has gotten better. They made improvements.
They got Zadarius Smith from the Packers too.
So I think a lot of people would like to see with us, like the Chargers beating us. I think a lot of people would like to see that with the Packers too. So I think it really could go both ways, and it really just depends on who steps up. It's going to depend on. Packers have a great defense. They have a great O-line.
So who wins week 1 of that? Vikings,
Packers. Could be Vikings setup or upset.
I feel like Vikings would be the upset.
Yeah, it would.
I would love the upset. I'm all for the underdog.
Me too.
Yeah. I would actually love an upset from them week 1. I have the Packers taking it, but I would love to see an upset week 1 with the Vikings. And I think too, I think the Lions are going to surprise some people this season. I'm going to take them at 3, and I have a friend that's a fan of the Bears, and she won't like me for this, but I'm going to take them at 4. And I don't trust what the Bears have going on. I love Byron Pringle, and I love that he went there, but their O-line, and they just have so many questions.
Fields. I just want him to make it out of this season alive.
I know.
I want him to live the season through.
Exactly.
So, all right, that's enough about the NFC East.
Bye, NFC.
Back to the Chiefs, right? So now I want to know. I know what my prediction is for our season. What do you guys think our season's going to be? Where do we end up?
This is tough because we do have a tough schedule. So there are so many games, especially with our first 6 games.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to say 13-4, but I feel like it could be just as easily, 12-5 or, it's tough. But I do feel like we win the AFC West. I am not ready to pass the crown to someone else until someone can prove that they can take it from us. And so far, no one has come close. So knocking on wood, I still think we win the AFC West. I think we finish 12-5, 13-4, something along those lines. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great season, and it's going to look totally different, and I'm so excited for it.
I agree.
Something about this 13 number. I know we ended with 13 seconds last season. There's just been a lot with the number 13 lately that I've noticed in my life, and I'm going 13-4 because of that. I'm optimistic. I think we have one of the best rosters we've seen under Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Yes.
We still have Travis Kelce.
Best tight end in the world.
Not counting any of them out until they're proven differently. So I'm going 13-4. I think we take. Here's what I think. I think we take a loss to the Chargers, to the Raiders,
I think we score.
and the Broncos. I think we take one to all three. I do. And then I think we take one more to the Bills during the regular season. And then I think that's it. And then I think playoffs come and we host another championship game. That's what I think.
Interesting.
I think
we lose one. I think we lose one each to the AFC West. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah. I think we split with the Chargers and the Broncos. I think Russ will get his life together by the end of the season. I think we lose to the Bills. Yeah. I guess I didn't say my prediction. So my floor is 12-5, and my ceiling is 13-4. I think we're going to lose a game that we should not lose because
we always do.
We might hit a hot streak and be super confident. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I would love 13-4. I would be very happy for 13-4, but I don't know. Like, I know 13 has been appearing in your world like every day, Lexi.
I'm telling you, I have all these different things that pop up.
She's like, oh my God, it's 13. I'll randomly get a text message like, oh my God, I just saw 13 again. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? But no, I say 12-5 or 13-4, and I would love 13-4. I think we do get that bye week. I think the championship game goes through Arrowhead again. And then we win in the Super Bowl.
So let's just bookend the season with Arizona.
Absolutely.
How does that
sound?
That's
what I'm saying. It's pretty perfect.
Let's book the nights now, right?
Yeah. And I think you're right. Both of you are correct in saying we could take an upset somewhere early on. Like, I think the Colts could upset us randomly. I think the Titans, the Texans, maybe the Jags. I don't know. Like, it might be someone we're just not expecting at all. Like, that's what happened to the Bills.
That happened to the Bills.
Happened to the Bills last week.
They got beat by Jacksonville, and it was like, what on earth just happened? So, yeah.
And you know what? Here's another bold prediction. I think Pat throws anywhere between 45 and 48 touchdowns. I think he has I think he's going to have 4,700 yards exactly. And I think the big three, I need to come up with a name for them still. I'm not doing great. But I think they have a minimum of 25 sacks combined with all three of them.
Yeah, we need something. We have the Greek Freak, we have Furious George, and Frank the Shark Clark, Jones. We need something to tie that all together.
They need a cute name besides the one that they call themselves.
I agree. We'll brainstorm on that. If you guys,
we'll bring it to the table next week.
Right. If any listeners have any suggestions for those three for next
week, we see you guys in the comments. Thank
you for the support.
Please keep talking to us. Let us know what you think of the show, how you feel, what you want to see next week. Like, man, we love it. We love y'all.
And I want to cut over to our girl, Shelley. She is going to give us an inside scoop on how a fan over in the UK, across the pond, gets ready for an NFL week because it plays at like 1 a.m. their time. And I appreciate the dedication so much. So we're going to cut to Shelley here real quick and hear about her routine for the first week.
You guys are going to love this.
She's so cute. Oh my God.
So, some of you might be wondering, what is an average day like for a UK NFL fan? Well, I'm here to take you through a 1 a.m. kickoff for those of us in the UK. First of all, there's the early night. We like to get to bed about 7 so we can get in a tactical nap before the alarm. And of course, not forgetting to set that alarm for 1 a.m. And once we're awake, it's down to the kitchen for that 1 a.m. cup of tea. Are you even British if you're not drinking tea with a football game? The most difficult part is deciding what snacks to have. It's too early for breakfast, but dinner was ages ago. And Jersey. And of course, you've got to have the right setup. Then it's back to bed, usually around 3:30 to 4 a.m. Bloody hell! So that's game day for us fans over the other side of the pond. I'm really excited to see what the Chiefs are going to bring to the table this year. Last year we had a successful season with some amazing talent and some brilliant rookies. This year we're looking even better, and I'm really hopeful that this roster is our strongest yet. So we will see you at 1 a.m. on Friday morning for the Bills-Rams opening game. I can't wait. So, some of you might be wondering, what is an average...
Sorry.
Technical.
Isn't that dedication amazing, though? I am so
It's
impressed.
so great.
I laughed
Shelley, you're a rock star.
for like 10
And Dom, we can't forget Dom. Dom
Yes.
is Shelley's husband, and they do it together. So, I mean,
Oh my gosh, she is a hoot.
she's hilarious. I'm like wiping away tears. Oh my God.
Well,
She's
she
so
already
great.
took it off.
And
Now, I mean, I want to know, let's talk about what the biggest games of this week are, and who do y'all think are going to win, and who do y'all think are going to lose? So, Bills-Rams, Thursday.
so I see someone asking, is Shelley going to be joining live for any episodes? Sorry, I just want to cut in real quick. We're going
Yes.
to try. So because of the time difference, we're going live at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays. That's like 1 a.m. for her in the UK. So we are going to try to figure out a few times during the season that she can join us, because obviously we would love to have her with us, and we want her with us.
sure.
So we're going to try to figure that out, but we're just going to take it as it goes, and hopefully we will get that squared away. But we do appreciate her dedication, and we love to have her in a little segment with us each weekend.
Yeah, because who isn't a fan of Shelley? Like, let's be real.
How could
She's
you not
amazing.
be? Come on.
She's great.
Call her out on Twitter and let her know you want to see her face live.
Yeah,
Tell her.
let's push her into it. Peer pressure.
Yeah.
Peer pressure, Shelley. Come on.
We need Shelley.
So, Bills-Rams, who do you think wins Thursday Night Football?
So I'm super excited for this game. It's a Rams home game, right? It's at LA. So I honestly feel like this is a toss-up for me. We need the Rams to win, obviously, as Chiefs fans, because we need the Bills to take a loss, right? Because they are probably going to be our number one competition, fighting for that number one seed. The things that concern me about LA Rams right now is I know that they did lose some players. They lost Von Miller, who was doing great he had how many sacks in the Super Bowl? And also Stafford has been battling an injury, I think, with his elbow. It's like almost the same as like tennis elbow. So I'm curious to see how that's going to affect him. But I'm going to take the Bills for that game of the week, because I don't want to, but I don't feel like Josh Allen, after how that 13-second game, how that ended. I feel like they're going to be coming out with a chip on their shoulder. So
I do too. And I think as well with the Bills, I can't remember a time. I mean, I know they had pressure last season. I can't remember a time a team had it's literally Super Bowl or bust for them, and they haven't even won a championship game yet.
Right. Right.
So I think, like you said, they're going to be coming out with a big chip on their shoulders. My concerns for the Bills are their run game against the Rams defense.
Yeah.
We don't know how Cook is going to be. Singletary is
Yeah.
Singletary is as up in the air as Clyde Edwards-Helaire is to me,
Same.
So
Same.
I don't know how that's going to go against their defense. They have a really strong front. They have Jalen Ramsey in the back. And then the Bills are also without Tre'Davious White, I think, for at least the first game, as well as I want to say Jordan Poyer might be out as well, or he's questionable. So those are two back pieces that are kind of big for them, and they are going to have to rely on some of their younger guys. So again, I'll counter Chrissy with this, and I'll say I'm going to take the Rams. They just came off their Super Bowl. They have a lot to prove. Coming off your Super Bowl, you know how that feels. You have a lot to prove, and you're going into that with a different kind of chip on your shoulder because you want people to still respect you as the winners.
Yep.
And who are we to discount Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford? I hope his arm is okay. That could be the one kind of deciding factor if his arm goes out. But I think he's okay, at least for week 1.
I like Matt Stafford, so I think he's be healthy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shootout. We're going to end up somewhere in the 20s for both teams. And I think it's going to be a really tough game. I mean, the NFL showed no mercy on either team and threw them into the fire for Thursday night football.
Week 1, have at it.
Here you go.
I'm going Rams. They're coming off the Super Bowl high. I think it's a home game. I think the crowd is going to be rocking, the real crowd, not the fake crowd. I think they're going to win. Okay, so then the next game, division, Raiders at Chargers.
I think I'll go let Chrissy go.
I'm going with Chargers. I feel like the Chargers probably have more of a chip on their shoulder than the Raiders do, if I'm being real. I think there's so much talk about more talk about Herbert and the Chargers, are they actually going to do something this year? And people are trying to crown them like they do every year. But I think Herbert is a more talented quarterback than Derek Carr. And I think maybe he's going to want to try to prove it. So it's also a home game. I'm going Chargers.
Yep. I'm going Chargers as well. Herbert is definitely the better quarterback between the two. Herbert has built up a lot of chemistry with his current receivers, with his team. They added some new good pieces, and I know Devontae and Derek Carr have this college connection, but that's been a long time ago. And I think the Chargers are going to take that one. I think they have that taste in their mouth from the last season of how to
I want the Raiders to win so bad.
And that's so hard to say too.
I want them to win, but
I don't want either of them to win. They can tie for all I care.
It could be another tie game. As
it could be a tie. They can tie.
So badly in my life.
But I think the Chargers win it. So then the next big game, Sunday Night Football, Bucks at Cowboys, Bucks at Jerry's World. This one's a little tricky.
I go Cowboys. Yeah, I go Cowboys. I like Ezekiel Elliott. I think Dak is incredibly talented, and I think it's time for him to have a year. He came on strong last year after coming back from his injury. And when you look at the Bucks, I know Tom Brady is Tom Brady. You can't count him out because he
doesn't look like himself.
But he does. I mean, he took a break. He's got some family drama, and that can mess with people. And maybe this is going to be the season. If you remember the season before Peyton Manning retired, he had a crazy season. And then he came back the next season, and it was like, oh, my God, who is this guy? He got benched against the Chiefs, guys, and we sucked that year, okay? He got benched. So some of me wonders with all this family drama that seems to be going on with Tom Brady and him missing a good chunk of preseason. He doesn't necessarily look healthy. I hope he's okay. I'm not sure that it's going to be going. Plus, he doesn't have his fallback in Gronk. So I'm going with the Cowboys.
Okay.
I know everyone wants to count Mahomes out without Tyreek Hill, but last time I checked, a lot of other people have lost some big weapons, and they're not being counted out. So
right,
absolutely.
It's a hard one.
It is very hard.
This one is hard.
I can actually see, but I think it will be an upset if the Cowboys win that, because I think people, like you said, it's Tom Brady. We have to count him as the winner. I think Dak Prescott, it's kind of like Patrick Mahomes this season.
Yes.
Him and Dak were healing from injuries last offseason.
Right.
We're both coming into this new season with a full offseason healthy.
Yeah.
And I think they have something to prove, and I think Dak Prescott has a lot to prove, actually. And people really counted him out last year, and he kept playing and doing his own thing. And I want to take the Cowboys too, but I think it's going to be really, really close.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It's going to come down to like
O-line too, with all the injuries, like in their week one. I don't know how strong that's going to be right off the top.
Right.
I agree. I originally, you would have asked me 2.5, 3 weeks ago, I would have said the Bucks. And I've recently, over the last 48 hours, have switched to the Cowboys. I think they win in Jerry's world. I think it's going to be a sold out crowd because everybody wants to see Tom Brady because they think this may be his last season again. And Cowboys fans show up for their team. I think I agree with you, Chrissy. This is a prove it year for Dak and Zeke. I think it's going to be interesting because they don't have Amari Cooper, but I do think CeeDee Lamb is going to ball out. So I'm actually taking the Cowboys to win this.
So we all chose Cowboys. Look at us.
Yeah, that's like very strange, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I wasn't expecting that, but
yeah, right. So next game, Broncos Seahawks. It's gonna be a good one.
Oh man,
this one's so tough. I don't want to choose the Broncos, but I'm choosing the Broncos simply because I feel like we've been saying more of, I feel like at least I've been saying this a lot, this podcast episode. I mean, you've got Russell Wilson going up against the team that they wouldn't listen to him when he needed an O-line. He needed weapons and they wouldn't give him what he needed. And he's going up against them and he's like, you know what? I've got this new team. I have weapons. They really helped to try to build around him. And you know, maybe he's finally enjoying, because I feel like towards the end of his Seattle tenure, he probably wasn't enjoying his job as much because he just felt like he had so much stacked against him. And I feel like maybe he might feel rejuvenated, and I'm really looking at this more as a Russell Wilson game.
Yeah.
I think that they might squeak out a win. I don't think it's going to be a large margin. I think it's going to be very close, but I'm going with the Broncos.
All right. I am not. I'm just not. I understand completely where you're coming from, Chrissy. It's the easy choice. I should take the Broncos, but I'm not going to.
And I respect you for that.
You know what?
If life was easy, I mean, you got to choose the hard one.
The Seahawks, if anyone, know how to play Russell Wilson. They know how to play against him.
That's true. It's a great point.
All the time. Russell Wilson decided not to show up in the preseason games. He decided
for any of them. That's so wild.
Yeah.
And with a new coach, Patrick Mahomes took his field.
That's true.
I don't know. I'm having trouble. I know that they're the easy choice, I guess, to take the Broncos. I'm hoping the Seahawks pull off an upset. I hope.
Me too.
I mean, and Drew Lock too knows how to play the Broncos because he played against,
Yeah,
so
and I'm like, being from Lee Summit, like Drew Lock's from Lee Summit, like I want the kid to succeed. Like, gosh, like come on, Drew Lock. It's so easy. We can cheer for him now. He's not a rival. So
exactly, just the way I used to cheer for Russell Wilson. Now I will cheer for Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
But honestly, I think they could pull off an upset. Drew Lock has to feel slighted in a way.
Yeah.
I think probably the whole Seahawks team feels slighted in a way by Russell leaving. And
absolutely.
I think it could be a good upset.
But I was just going to say, I don't think Drew is starting this week. I think Gino is, right?
You're right. But Drew could give some tips in there.
I'm sorry, the face I make at you, I'm like, no, you're right. I'm going Broncos just because I think this is the revenge game. I
don't think the Broncos we see this week is the Broncos we see the whole season.
Oh, for sure. I think this is a new energy. I think Russ has probably been hyping himself up the whole entire since he's seen the schedules from the day he went to the Broncos. I don't think it's going to be a pretty game. I think it's going to be disgusting, like 10 or something ridiculous. Like it might be an all field goal game, but I think the Broncos pull it out and they
Pittsburgh flashbacks.
I know, right? I think the Broncos pull it out and they win as much as I really, 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 really hate.
Well, and see, this is actually a bigger game than we think because the Chiefs play the Seahawks on Christmas Eve this year. So if the Broncos come out and they're actually good,
Yeah.
and let's say we're fighting for the AFC West, this could be a tiebreaker game when it
for
really
sure.
comes down to the wire right before playoffs. So
Yeah.
this is a bigger game than we realize. So Seahawks, if there's any Seahawks, please win this game.
Yeah.
So the last game,
we'll support you.
right?
Yes, full support.
The last game I want to ask y'all about is, of course, Chiefs at Cardinals. Who do you think wins, and what is your schedule? I mean, what do you think the score is going to be?
I picked the Chiefs. I think overall we are a better team. I'm not going to go super crazy into it because I think I've touched base on it a lot, but I actually am choosing the Chiefs to win 35-14. I think it's going to be a dominant win.
Ooh.
Yeah, watch out.
So much for us. No.
I love that. I love that. I think the Cardinals, I'm never going to count out Kyler Murray, and I do want to point out that we are playing Mahomes' old coach, Kingsbury. So I think that's going to be fun. I think Cliff Kingsbury is just watching us, like wishing he had Mahomes, but
he's watching this podcast. Did you hear that? She said it. He's watching this podcast.
He's watching us right now, right? Preparing for his game. No, I think the Cardinals have a good team. I actually think they've been really quiet this offseason. I think they haven't gotten a lot of media talk around them, minus Kyler's contract.
Yeah.
So aside from that, but I think they have a lot of questions right now. D-Hop is out.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz is questionable. Hamilton went out with a weird fluke injury with the burn. Yeah. So I think there's just a lot of question marks there. Their O-line is not fantastic. Their run game is good. They have some solid receivers. So as long as our defense can keep up, I think it'll be a win. I'm expecting a win for sure. Yeah. And I'm gonna go 27-20.
Okay. I think our defense is going to be impressive. So I think they're going to come in, and this is the game where they just click. So I'm really excited. I think I said it earlier. I think this is the confidence game. I feel like, the first half they're going to come out and like feel their way, and the second half it's just going to go insane. I have us winning 31-17. 31-17. So,
all right. Well, hey guys, next week Arrowhead will come alive for Thursday Night Football. Chiefs versus Chargers, big rivals in the AFC West. So join us next week. We will be discussing the results of week 1. We will be discussing week 2, and we will also be talking about the AFC North next week. So we look forward to seeing you guys. You guys can catch us live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Starkey Media's Facebook group, on YouTube, on Twitter, Twitch. Please find us, like us, follow us on Twitter. And until next week, the Queens have spoken.